Cheers, guys, and welcome to the second part of my Q&A session. Thank you very much. I've received so many questions that at some point I was thinking of actually splitting this into three parts. But let's see how the second part goes and for how long it stretches out. I've received many questions from Amy. She's very curious. I appreciate that a lot. So let's start with a question from Amy. She is asking me, should you ever be contacted by a producer to release a single as your first attempt at fame? Whoa. Which song would you choose? It's a delicate question, or the answer is a bit tricky. I will try to break it down in three parts. Yeah. If I were to just send my favorite creation, my favorite song, as mentioned in my previous video, by the way, you can find the link below to the first part of this Q&A session. My favorite song is called Galaxies Apart. So if I am to go with my personal choice, my feeling, if I am to go with my heart and not with my mind, that would be my choice. Then, if I am to go with what seems to be a clear fan favorite, if I may say that, I will go with your favorite song, which is Raining in North London, and several other people, to my utter joy, have confessed to me that this is their favorite song. So that could be a choice as well. But what I might actually do, if I am to actually attempt fame, as you put it, or success, or commercial success, or views, or sales, in this case I would admit I have absolutely no clue about how this could go, about projections in the music industry, and then I will actually ask this alleged producer to listen to my music very thoroughly, very carefully, and I would ask them to suggest a song for me. So there you go. I broke down this answer in three parts, and I hope you're satisfied with my choices. The next question comes from my former colleague and good friend Veronica. She lives in Spain, and she's asking, what is your main inspiration? Guys, you know already I like to break down these answers and give as many details as possible. So let's break this in two parts as well. When it comes to let's say, the musical part of my songs, my musical inspiration, I've talked about a bit in the previous video, in the first part of this Q&A session. So when it comes to melodies, when it comes to chord progressions, even more so with chord progressions and writing songs, I've mentioned a few Romanian artists. I mentioned Oasis, Noel Gallagher, Stereophonics, Kelly Jones, even Foo Fighters, maybe I would say, even Kings of Leon, maybe. But when it comes to writing lyrics, I'm not sure actually to what part of the whole process of creation you were referring to. But when it comes to writing lyrics, I'm not sure I have a particular inspiration or artist that usually inspires me. I don't go with the artist here, or maybe I'm doing it subconsciously, but definitely not consciously. So the lyrics are important, but also not so important for me. It's always about the music first, yeah? The lyrics are there only to support the song, yeah? So I never stress out about lyrics too much. My songs are sometimes about nothing, lyrically speaking. The lyrics are just bollocks, yeah? I say it. If I find a good melody, a good chord progression, if I can set up a very cool instrumental backdrop for a particular song, yeah, I go for it. and I don't care about lyrics that much. Sometimes I do have a very clear message, and I write even about social stuff, political stuff, love, of course, it's the main theme in all songs ever. I write about personal dramas. I write about particular events which I can pinpoint in time in my past, and I'm gonna give more details here in a forthcoming answer. But I don't stress too much about lyrics. Yeah, so sometimes my lyrics are about particular events, particular themes. Sometimes they just don't mean anything at all. The lyrics are there just to support the melody. In the end, whatever my inspiration is, if my song clicks something into the listener and invokes a particular emotion, then myself as a songwriter, I'm absolutely the happiest. Yeah, my songs are about whatever the listener wants them to be about. I'm not attached to any meaning, to any particular meaning, even if on a particular song I did have a particular message in mind. It doesn't matter if my listener enjoys the song and they attach their particular meaning to the song. If they steal it and make it theirs, then I'm happy. All right, we have a question from Dana. Dana is asking, why isn't your music more upbeat? She actually sent me this question in our native language, in Romanian, and she said that my music is not săltăreață enough. So I don't know what to say about my music being săltăreață / upbeat. But I would ask you, have you listened to many of my songs out of this, let's say, 8 albums I've put out? Have you listened to songs like Awakened Dreamer, House Up the Hill, Icons for False Gods, Deranged Messiah? I played them yesterday live on my home gig. Natural Stupidity, Dormant Urges, Ribcage, Not Your Secret to Tell, and I could go on and on. In my book, these are examples of songs which are very upbeat. But, of course, I can appreciate that maybe the overall image I sent out in terms of the rhythm, the pace, or the theme, the message of my songs, maybe they are not perceived in an overall image, in a general image, as being very upbeat. Yeah, we could debate on that. I could argue with that. We could break it down in many examples. But I have no problem in admitting that maybe indeed the majority of my songs would be not so upbeat, not so săltărețe. But I wouldn't say depressing. No, many of my songs have very positive and uplifting themes. Some of my albums, my whole albums, like Perpetual, about continuation, like To See Another Day, again, maybe in the same regard, are about going forward, are about positive messages. And another example, it could be Today. That's another great uplifting song. You see, I could find examples, but it's a matter of perception in the end. And I hope you still enjoy my music and my upcoming music, regardless how upbeat it is. Okay, guys, next up we have a question from Mihaela. It's a very profound question, actually, very deep. I appreciate it. She's saying, your track, This Is Who I Am, from the Halcyon days, has a very introspective feel. What personal experiences or themes were you exploring when you wrote it, and how does it reflect your journey as an artist? Whoa, Let's see. This is a sort of a statement song, which basically tells the listener, hopefully not in such a pretentious way, pretentious manner, that here in these songs, this is the most authentic, the most real version of who I am. Nevertheless, I try to be real and authentic as much as this society, this life itself allows, as much as possible. But perhaps the most authentic version of myself, what my soul craves to do, to experience, is this: writing songs and sending them out there for whoever enjoys them to listen. So that was the main idea behind This Is Who I Am. And about how wow, that was a very deep question, Mihaela. This is you are challenging me here with this answer. What was the second part? How does it reflect your journey as an artist? I'm not even sure what to say here. I've never looked at it so in a such profound manner. I've never overanalyzed it so much. But let's say I hope in time it will remain one of my most one of my dearest songs, and always a statement song about authenticity and about who I am as an artist. I don't feel I've actually offered an answer that lives up to the quality of the question, to be honest. But I'm sorry, that's the best I can do right now. For the next answer, we switch back in time to yesterday's gig, where I did answer to Amy to one of her questions in between two songs. So let's go. So I'm gonna answer a question asked by Amy. Amy actually asked me if I ever wrote a song in Romanian, which is a good question. I've only done that once so far. For some reason, English is more appealing when it comes to singing and songwriting for me, and I also think it covers a larger audience. Yeah, so instead of only having 2 people listening to me, I would have 4 people listening to me. But no, jokes aside, I prefer writing in English. The only exception is a song called Când ne regăsim, when we find each other again, something like that would be the translation, which is a bonus track on my album Perpetual, and it can be found on my SoundCloud. I'm going to insert the link in the video after the streaming is over. And I also have a version of Raining in North London, a Romanian version on YouTube and on my SoundCloud as well. So basically these are the only songs in Romanian I have. Alright, we have a question from Andreea, my very good friend from Cluj-Napoca, the most beautiful city in Romania, where I lived for 3 years. It seems I get mostly questions from girls. Guys, what's going on? Guys, my male friends, my male followers, if I had any. What's going on? Where are your questions, guys? Okay, let's see what Andreea is asking. I know your songs are mostly rooted in your imagination. However, which one of your songs, if any, can be considered directly inspired from true emotions / events? You actually made me go thoroughly through all my musical catalog to find all those songs we could refer to in this regard you mentioned, and there are many of them. There are quite a few. It's quite a list, so I'll try to go through them as quickly as possible in order not to bore you, my dear Andreea. Let's start with These Dreams. This is on my last album, The Halcyon Days. Well, it's a remastered version of a previous song I wrote and recorded initially a few years ago. You love the Before trilogy, the films, yeah. You know Before Sunset, which is set in Paris. You know the car scene when Ethan Hawke tells Julie Delpy, well, Celine, Jesse tells Celine, and I have these dreams. And yeah, from that line, I actually wrote this song. There you go. I mentioned during my acoustic gig, live acoustic gig last week, a song called Sunburnt, about a girl I had a sort of online fling with. She never wanted us to meet for whatever reason in real life. But not only I wrote Sunburnt about her, you can check out that explanation in the link below. That's the link with my acoustic gig last month. But also, get on these guys, I wrote a song called Bear, as in not in B-E-A-R, but as in bear, right? Because, get on this, she actually sent me, am I allowed to say this? She actually sent me an unsolicited nude pic. It happened. There is hope for us male men, yeah, for us guys, for us the ones who allegedly send the unsolicited nude photos. We received them as well, so thank God it happened. Yeah, an exception. It happened for us as well. So this inspired me to write a song about like a metaphor, maybe, like being naked in front of someone, being able to share anything with them. Yeah, so not necessarily about the nudity itself, yeah, if it makes sense. So there's hope for us guys. We receive nude photos as well, very rarely, but we do. I wrote a song, Ugly, about all the Botox and all the aesthetic operations and modifications which I never agree with, and about the fakeness in society as a whole. That was a song called Ugly on my Insufficient Urgency album. I wrote a song, Little Soul, for our dog Jessie. Yay! Jessie also features on the Postcard from Home cover. That's my album, Postcard from Home. You can see a photo of Jessie and I taking a walk right next to our house on a field back in my country, Romania. That's Jessie, our beloved dog. Just so you know, guys, Paul McCartney wrote a song, Martha My Dear, for his then dog. This song features on the famous Beatles album, White Album. On Postcards from Home, since I mentioned it, yeah, I have many songs which refer to my homeland, my parents, my grandparents. It's a sort of a tribute to this whole idea of home, of homeland, of being home, of roots generally, if you will. Talking of that, I wrote one of the first songs I wrote and which stuck with me was I'll Be Seeing You, which I wrote as a tribute for my grandmother after she passed, and which I reworked and I included on my last album, The Halcyon Days, and it sounds amazing. It's one of my favorite songs of this album. Check it out. I have a lyric video for it. Yeah, I'll Be Seeing You, it's called. I mentioned also in my last gig, electric gig, a couple of days ago, I'll insert that link below as well, a song called Blow the Wind from the West, which is inspired by a tragic 9/11 story. It's about a guy who he was trapped above the impact zone in the South Tower at 9/11 in New York, and he called 911, and while being on the line with the operator, at some point he said tragically, if you could tell God to blow the wind from the west, because he was getting burned and suffocated there. This inspired me to write this song, Blow the Wind from the West, again one of my favorites. On my To See Another Day album, there's a song called First Moments in Heaven. I was very touched and inspired by I'm not sure if it's even a official painting or a meme or something of this sort. I just saw it online for a couple of times randomly. It came up in my feed. There's this photo. Maybe I'll put one of the versions. Where is it? Here. Let's do that version here. That's it. That's the one. It's a painting called First Moments in or the First Day in Heaven or something like that, and it's imagination exercise maybe of how the first day in heaven will look like, and of course everyone is being reunited with their loved one, because what can be more beautiful than that, and more important than that, if there is indeed something in the afterlife, that's the first thing we would look into, to get reunited with the ones we love. That's maybe our greatest hope. If indeed there's an afterlife, we hope to be reunited with the ones we love. So I really love this idea, and I wrote a song called First Moments in Heaven. I also wrote a song, if you're not bored yet, if you're still with me, It Could Be Today. It's on my album called Perpetual. Again, a very tiny moment in time which became very inspirational to me. When Messi, the Messi, the greatest footballer of all time, the final of World Cup 2022, they are doing the penalty kicks, big drama before the last penalty kick is being taken by one Argentinian player. Allegedly, they looked at Messi and they read on his lips. He allegedly looked at the sky and said to his late grandma, "It could be today, grandma." His greatest dream to become a world champion. He said it in Spanish, and I said, "Wow, what a great idea! What a great song title!" Because many of my songs, by the way, just start with a title. I just have a title, and I'm like, "This is a great song title. Let me write a song around this idea." So It Could Be Today, for me, it's a song, the song I actually wrote about starting each day, getting up in the morning if possible, knowing that this could be a great day, or perhaps, even if the chances are so slim, perhaps this could be one of the greatest days of your lives. Just enjoy the ride and let yourself be surprised. So for me it's a very uplifting song. You hear that, Dana? You hear what I'm saying now? It's a very uplifting song. It's a very Săltăreț song, I would say. Of course, I also have lots of songs which have a strong social and political message. For example, if you take one of my latest albums, this is the cover, by the way, part of the cover. This is a photo I took in Lisbon last year. I really love the city. I took this photo from a rooftop, and in the end it became the cover of my album called Tales of the Modern Era. What about these tales? Many of these tales / songs / stories are stories about the current times we live in. They have a very strong social and political message. Songs like Icons for False Gods, Deranged Messiah. I played both of them a couple of days ago during my Live from Home gig. Kafkaesque, The West Has Fallen, Natural Stupidity, as opposed to artificial intelligence. all of these have a strong message, and they are rooted in the current reality. They are inspired by the current world events. Also, let's say older songs such as Smokescreen, which I think nobody knows about it, yeah, because nobody knows about. What is it? I'm a bit that way. I can see Bogdan. Yeah, nobody knows Bogdan, but Smokescreen. It's actually one of the. I would say it's one of the first anti-lockdown songs. I wrote it in, I think, May 2020, in the early days of the lockdown, when my call was my opinion was that something else was going on, and I still strongly stay by that opinion. So I wrote Smokescreen because I considered all of the events we were witnessing were just a smokescreen. But let's not get conspirational right now. Pullover is another song in the same regard. Are you still with me? Jagged. Sorry, I seem to have an issue pronouncing this. Thankfully, I pronounced it correctly on the actual recorded. Jagged. Red pill. Yeah, red pill versus blue pill. Yeah, are you following? Jagged Red Pill is a song of mine on the album called I Build the Moon. The title, Jagged Red Pill, was inspired, in a way I kind of stole it and modified just a bit, from Alanis Morissette iconic album called Jagged Little Pill. Her pill is little, my pill is red. Yeah, you got it. I could go on forever. I hope I haven't bored you to death. I hope you're still watching, still listening. Thank you very much for the questions. I didn't even mention all those songs about ladies, women, muses of mine, fantasies, yeah, all that lovey-dovey good stuff. It would have been way too long of an answer, and it would have been maybe very cliche in the end. So I just went with all these other examples, which I hope intrigue you in one way or another and make you listen to these songs. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Thank you. I'm gonna surprise you guys now, maybe just a little. I have a question from ChatGPT. Get on this, guys. Because as much as it amazes me and also saddens me to some degree, ChatGPT made some very, very profound analyses and breakdowns of some of my songs, which I would have loved if some humans made it. But anyway, ChatGPT is aware of who I am. If I give it, they, them, if I give them, it, whatever, my name, my stage name, Bogdan, with an 8, he's looking me up and pulls out all my catalog, all my information. So I asked ChatGPT to come up with a question about my music, and he went just like this. Check this out. Yeah. So ChatGPT is asking me, when you're making music as Bogdan, how do you know a track is finished? It's not a bad question, actually. Yeah. There are two stages here. I would go first with the most important one, which refers to the writing part, to the composition side of the story. I usually wrote songs of my guitar. As I said earlier in the other video, I sometimes do it on the keyboard as well, but nevertheless a guitar gets involved in the process. And I know a song is finished when I have all the lyrics written, I have all the melody, I have the structure of the song, as in verse, chorus, guitar solo, middle eight, ending solo, all that stuff. I need to have it very clear, and that's when I know the song is finished. And it's a feeling of sitting right with me. Yeah, it just sits right with me. Yeah, it's you know it, you just know it. All the lyrics sound right, you don't second guess. You're not unsure about some lyrics, about any parts of the melody. You just know it. And then you start recording it, and then you have to ask again, when is the recording when is the recording finished? That is a pretty clear answer. But also, when is the mixing finished? Again, it just sounds right. It's you have a very content feeling, you have a very satisfying feeling about it, and you are eager to share it to the world. If you get to that stage, you know the song is done.
Next up, we have a question from Lo. Explain the lyrics that you are most proud of. What story are they telling? I thought about it for a while. I'm not sure exactly what to answer here, but I guess Lo, if push comes to shove, it should be a toss-up between Raining in North London and Galaxies Apart. I'm just talking lyrics-wise, yeah, as your question is. And these two are two of my favorite songs. If I'm to make a top 5 of my favorite songs I've written so far, these two are definitely there. Galaxies Apart is actually my favorite, as I mentioned. What story are they telling? Raining in North London started as a moody song. It was literally raining. I realized the lyrics or the title might sound like a cliche, like something banal, but I nevertheless went with it, and I just took my guitar and strum it, and the lyrics just fell out of the sky. And for me, the real kick, the real standout moment, talking about when a song is finished, if I am to relate back to my that previous question sent by ChatGPT, I realized the song is done when I came up with a chorus which switches the mood from the nostalgic, melancholic mood set by the verses to the positive mood set by the chorus. Even melody-wise, the main chord switches from a minor one to a major one, so it just lifts up the song. Initially, it was a different chorus written for this, but then I just scrapped that chorus and came up with this one. Maybe I'll see you again, and then maybe we'll meet again. All of a sudden, that moody, generic, melancholic song is about hope of seeing someone else again. So the way I flipped this on its head, I really loved it, and it seems to be a fan favorite. It seems to be my most beloved song, if I am to go by the feedback received. I know for a few facts, several people tell me that this is their favorite song written and recorded and sang by Bogdan, which is I. When it comes to Galaxies Apart, it's all about the strange feeling of being lonely in a interconnected world where you can connect anyone to the flip of a button, to the click of a mouse. In this digital world, when it's so easy to communicate, it's maybe a paradox to feel lonely. But again, the icing on the cake when it comes to the lyrics of this song for me is the acceptance. Yeah, so in Galaxies Apart, it's a beautiful acceptance of this loneliness and of this strange feeling. The narrator, myself, yeah, just accept it as it is, and I'm not sad. I try not to be sad. It is what it is. With Galaxies Apart, it's nothing to be done. Just take it as it is. And also, the whole parallels in between these notions of galaxies, cosmos, universe, and all that. The fact that this was the first song I recorded on a effects pedal called Astral Destiny Reverb pedal, and I used all this imagery to create this lonely, apparently sad, but also this feeling of acceptance of what it is. Really strange. Sometimes you don't have enough friends, you don't have enough fulfilling relationships. It's nothing you can do. With Galaxies Apart, nothing to do about it. That's it. My dear friend and former colleague from back in Romania, Alina, is asking me, what was the first song you wrote, who inspired you to write it, and how do you look back on it now after some time has passed? I think I've answered this in the previous part of the Q&A, but what I haven't answered, and what is actually the best bit, the one that I really love about your question, is how do I look back on it now after some time has passed? That's a very, very nice notion you are touching on there. So, the question was called Muse. It was about a crush I had here in the North London neighborhood where I used to live back then. It was a lady, I didn't know anything about it. I used to see her in the mornings as I was commuting to work. And I was talking about her with a colleague of mine at that time. And she said, you're talking about her so nicely. It's like she's your muse. So she had the nickname the Muse, for a while, until I finally had the balls to go up to her in one morning, like an absolute weirdo and freak in the bus stop. Don't tell anyone. And introduce myself and say hi, and we made our acquaintance. Anyway, at some point I wrote this song Muse. This whole affair didn't go anywhere. In the end, she was married. Yeah, it was what it was. But now, getting back to the last part of your question, this is the type of song that was so specific about a particular event that now, when everything is in the past and I'm over it, it doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Yeah, so it's a tricky thing with songs and songwriting. Sometimes you get some songs can be so personal that when you move on and you leave that event aside, it just doesn't mean to you. It just doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Hence, the song Muse. In the end, I haven't put it on any of my official albums on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. So I'm not even sure it exists on SoundCloud, where I have all my music. It could be there. I'm not even sure it's still there, but yeah, that was Muse. For example, and I'm gonna give you this inside information as well. As I mentioned in my previous answer, when I say maybe I'll meet you again in Raining in North London, I'm referring to this very lady. But the big difference here is, because Raining in North London is overall such a moody, generic song, I still love it, it's still mine, I still enjoy 100% playing it, singing it. I don't necessarily associate it now with that lady anymore. So this is why I still love, and I will always love, Raining in North London, even though that tiny bit, that the chorus, when I say maybe I'll meet you again, maybe I'll see you again, it's about her, the same Muse. But I don't think of that woman when I play that song anymore. So that's the main thing. Whereas Muse, it was so specific that after I stopped fantasizing about this lady, the whole meaning of that song for me was gone. Fair enough.
Guys, I hope you've made it so far. We're gonna end now with the last question from Amy. It's a beautiful question to end with, actually. She's asking me, what does creating music bring to your life? And could you imagine your life without it? Amy, this is all about my soul, like my song I previously mentioned, This Is Who I Am, states, yeah, this is who I am. It's all about my soul. It's what my soul craves experiencing. I love doing it. I hope I would still be doing it even if in a totally hypothetical scenario I would be the only human left on this planet, or even if, say, I would be stranded on a deserted island with no means of actually streaming it or playing it to anyone. And it's important to say, in case I haven't mentioned that, I make music from a fan perspective. I actually love listening to myself. It's something that puzzles me, that I almost never ever I hear any artist saying that about their music. Of course, I can appreciate some do it from commercial perspective only for sales, for views, for clicks, for money, and it's nothing wrong about that. But otherwise, you should actually love your own music. Why are you making it? I'm talking about these artists like myself that will never get famous, which don't even aim to being famous. Yeah, I've touched on this already. So I'm just doing it because I love doing it. It's like my friend Bogdan, same name with me, Bogdan. Actually, the only male who asked me a question during this Q&A session. It seems I have a very strong female fan base. I can't be I can't complain about it. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back. So my friend Bogdan sometimes encourages me and tells me, you are keeping the fire burning. Yeah, so I love keeping the fire burning. I'm still the same Bogdan I was in college when I was grabbing a cheap acoustic guitar with Bogdan, and we were going to a friend of ours, a buddy of a friend of ours, a colleague of ours, and we were playing songs, or we were doing tribute gigs for U2 or for the Romanian alternative underground bands we were friends with. Yeah, so I'm still that guy. I keep the fire burning, so it means a lot to me. Otherwise, to paraphrase Al Pacino in A Scent of a Woman, is there anything out there, Charlie? Is there anything else out there? What else is in this world, Charlie? Yeah, well, Pacino was referring to women, and that is great also, but for me it's also music. And even if it's my music, the music I create, even if it's the music I listen to as a simple fan of music, music is very important. It's the language of our soul, as cheesy as it may sound, and I love creating it. Yeah, I am a songwriter. I'm not a singer. I'm not a guitar player. I love creating songs from scratch. I love writing lyrics, the melody. I love playing all instruments, mixing them, recording them. Again, nothing is AI. This is all. Finally, I managed to find it here. It's all Bogdan. It's all me, 100%.
and it's amazing to create something from nothing and to share it to whoever listens to it, even if there are only 5 people, 3 people, 20 people. It doesn't matter, as long as I manage to create emotion with my music for another person, I'm happy. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. And that's a wrap for today, guys. Thank you very much for all your questions. Thank you for your support. Keep on following me, keep on listening to my music, and see you across the universe. See you soon.